Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a tutorial for the bullet. This look right here, I am obsessed with the way this look turned out. Okay, just pretend my baby hairs are cooperating, but I am obsessed with the way this look turned out. I think it is absolutely stunning. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Y'all want to throw it back just a little bit? Remember when I used to film like this? I think I'm still gonna film a little bit like this, but this is the look that we're doing. But you know, I already did it on this eye because I wasn't exactly sure what I was doing. So now that I have it planned out, we can go ahead and do this eye. So we are first going to start using the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. This is literally almost gone. Like, I think this will be my last time using it. Like, look at this. It's about gone. I might be able to get one more use out of it. Almost gone. I'm really excited about that. Now I'm going to take this. This is just, I'm only using this palette for one particular color, so you don't have to have this whole palette. But I didn't have a transition color that I really like. So this is the Laura Geller New Year's Bash Eye and Cheek palette. Pretty sure this palette was part of a holiday collection. It looks like this. It's gorgeous, but you definitely don't need this palette. I'm just gonna take the shade Resolutions right here and use that as my transition color. There wasn't a transition color that I really liked in the other palette that I'm going to use today, so I looked around and I thought that this one was the best bet for what I wanted. I wanted to keep this look very, very cool tone. I did pull up the Lorac Pro 1, and just in case you haven't seen it, I will quickly show you what it looks like. It looks like this. This is very neutral. Just in case I couldn't find a shade that I liked, I pulled this out, but I found one in this guy, so that's what we're going to use today. All right, so I am going to keep this palette close by for that color because we will be going back into it to blend everything out and stuff. But I'm going to use the Lorac Pro 2 today. This is the cool toned Sista here. I love this palette. This was like one of my very first cool tone palettes. And I'm going to take the shade Charcoal, which is this one right here. I'm gonna put that in my crease. I think every other shade we're going to use is going to come from this unless I decide to highlight my brow bone with a different color. But you know, we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, I'm going to take Charcoal and put it in my crease, and I will, you know, blend it out with Resolutions and stuff like that. You know, just go back and forth between the two. I could have used like Cool Gray from this palette right here, as you can see right there, but it's not as light as Resolutions. If you can see that difference there, I didn't want it to be too dark as a transition color, so that's actually why I looked for something else. I could have used that shade, but I didn't. So if you have this palette, you can definitely use this shade and just lighten it up a little bit with Buff, but that is not what I did. So we're gonna take Charcoal on a dense brush. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna take the shade right next to that, which is navy. This is my favorite matte navy blue in my entire collection. Like, I just love this shade so much. And I'm gonna pack that on all over my lid, and then possibly go back with charcoal and resolutions to blend it out, you know, just making sure it's nice and blended so it doesn't look like we have a black eye. Right, so I'm not gonna be able to put foundation on or anything with this hair down. I really need to find my clips. I have clips, and you wanna know, y'all? I lost them, like, entirely. I have no idea where the clips for my hair are, like, at all. And it's kind of frustrating because I need them at moments like these, but that's okay. We'll just take my little scrunchie and we'll pull the hair back. And we'll let it go once we've completed our face and everything, because I don't like having my hair in my face. It annoys the shit out of me. All right, so I'm going to take the e.l.f. Happy Hydration Cream to moisturize today. I've only used this once, I think, on my channel. Yeah, I was actually gonna use the Winky Lux one, but I was going through my makeup the other day and I was like, you know what? We will use that because I think they're like essentially the same thing. This is a hydrating cream. The Winky Lux one is definitely more hydrating, and this one has a little bit more of a sticky feeling to it, so it's a little bit better underneath foundation. And the foundation we are wearing today is not actually new. I know I have a bunch of new ones to try out for you guys, but they are all like lighter coverage, and I thought for this look I really wanted a full coverage, so I will be trying them out, just not in this video. But it's one that it was hyped about years ago, and I haven't worn it in a long time. It's been a while for this foundation. And you know what, I was going through my makeup the other day, like I said, and I was just, you know, reorganizing, trying to make room for new foundations that I just bought, and I was like, we need to use this guy. So that is what I'm doing. I'm a little nervous because I haven't used it in so long that it's not going to look right on my skin, but you know what, we'll cross that bridge if and when we get there, because I am looking forward to it, just testing it out. Alrighty, so we are going to prime real quick using the Laura Geller Spackle Tinted Under Makeup Primer in Champagne. I love this. One of my favorite primers ever, what is it called, is the Spackle Hydrating one. I used to use that probably about a year and a half ago on my channel. I haven't used it recently because I'm actually all out of it, but that's one of my favorite primers ever. It's phenomenal, from Laura Geller. And I really like this one as well, especially for like a glowy base. It's lovely. I actually, when was the last time I used this primer? God, I can't remember, but it leaves little like gold reflex behind on your skin. They're not like chunks of glitter, they're like little bitty pieces of sparkle. They do get covered up with the foundation, but with that being said, it will stick to your fingers, so you kind of have to be a little bit careful, because if you use your fingers for like other application, you will get little bitty specks of sparkle all over your face. But if you are dry, even if you're like normal to dry, I would say you would probably love this primer. It looks stunning on the face. The foundation we're going to wear is this one. I'm really nervous, you guys. I haven't used this in so long. I'm so scared it's gonna turn out terrible, but you know what, that's okay. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. This one's in the shade 00 Light Natural. Do you guys remember the hype around this foundation? Oh, okay. So it's medium to full coverage, lightweight, oil-free, long-wearing, water-resistant, and sweat-proof. This is the foundation I wore to both of my proms. It absolutely did not budge at all. It's fantastic. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to wear it today. And you know what? We are going to pump. Well, that didn't sound too good, did it? I think the pump just broke. No. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the pump on this just broke, but that is okay. We'll just take it off. Okay, so the pump on it just broke, but that's all right. If we need more, we'll just dig in. It's still got quite a bit of product left, so it's kind of disappointing that the pump broke. So that foundation is on. One thing I do have to say about this foundation, besides the fact that my pump broke, which is very sad, but I mean, I can still use foundation. It's just a little bit more inconvenient. The shade range is absolutely terrible with this, and they did, I believe, release a couple. My eyebrows are really itchy. Release a couple more shades. That's actually how I got this one. The one I had before this was 01, and it was way too dark. This also oxidizes fairly bad. I mean, it's not the worst I've ever used, but you really need to make sure and take your time blending this foundation out. That's one of the reasons I don't use it a whole lot, is because with this foundation you have to put in like an extra 30-45 seconds to really make sure it's blended in, because it does oxidize, and if you don't have it completely blended in, it will be noticeable. However, I think from what I can see, I have it all blended in. So if you do take the time to really blend it in and, you know, make sure your skin's moisturized and everything else, it looks fantastic. So the concealer I'm going to use is actually from the same range. This is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Longwear Concealer. This is in the shade Pure Ivory. I didn't even know they released a concealer version of this until a couple months ago, and I was so excited because I love this so much that I had to try this. And from what I remember, I think I've only used it once. From what I remember, I do quite like it. So I'm going to put this on, and I'm going to set that. You know what? I'll set it with a pressed powder. I pulled out a loose powder, but I'm going to use this pressed powder. Okay, so I'll put on that concealer, and then I'll set it with the Wet n Wild contouring palette. Dolce de Leche. I'm going to use the lighter side. I haven't used it in a long time, and for some reason I just remembered I want to do that today. I want to, for some whatever reason. This is the e.l.f. Naturally Bare or Beautifully Bare, I think it's Beautifully Bare, finishing powder in the shade Fair Light. Looks like this. Quite a bit of e.l.f. today, actually. I think that might be the last e.l.f. thing. Oh, no, it's not. My bad. Using the Tarte Tarteist Pro Glow, and we're going to use the shade Sculpt, which is this one right here. All right, so now we're gonna bronze using the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 100. Looks like this. This might be a little bit too light for this foundation. Now it's the last e.l.f. product. This is the e.l.f. Always Cheeky Blush. I think this is like called the Primer Infused Blush or something. I'm not entirely sure. I will have it linked down below. But I was debating between this and like a nude, but I thought the peach would look really, really pretty with this look. So that is what I decided to do. And are you guys happy? It's not a Burt's Bees blush. I thought about it. I really did. They're so nice. Also, can I talk about the Wet n Wild new blushes for a second? They look beautiful, and I haven't even seen them in person or anything. I just saw them on their Instagram page. Let me tell you something. They look beautiful. So I'm pretty happy about those. I might have to see if I can snag a couple because they look stunning, and I'm here for it. I really am. I am quickly going to take just a powder brush, make sure everything's nice and blended together. I'm not really pressing that hard. I'm just kind of like tapping, swiping at the same time. Just, you know, making sure there's no weird looking pieces of powder. Setting spray I pulled out is the Merle Norman Expert Touch Finishing Spray. I'm debating, you guys, should I use the highlighter from this or from this? Because I haven't actually used the highlighter in this before. I've swatched it and it looks really pretty, but should I just go ahead and go in with what I normally highlight with? Like, do you guys see that? Oh, that Tarte one, Catching the Light. Tarte's the one on top. That looks beautiful. You know what? We'll mix them. We'll mix them together because why not? I already have both palettes out and I want to use both, so we'll mix them. So from the Laura Geller palette, it's the shade Midnight Kiss, which is this one right here. And from the Tarte palette, it's the shade Stunner. Usually I mix Stunner and Strobe. That's like my favorite. I can't use Lit or Fire. Unfortunately, they're a little bit too dark for me, but this side of the palette is my jam. So we will take a little bit of Midnight Kiss. I've never used this, and pop it right here. Ooh, girl, you kidding me? Look at that. Look at that glow. Oh yeah, it's like a light gold, but what's nice is that it's not too dark. A lot of golds are way too dark for me. They're too orange and too yellow, and then you can see, like, you can just see it sitting on my skin. I'm not a huge fan of that look, but this one looks really, really pretty. And we'll just take a little bit down the nose, and then we'll go into Stunner, which is one of my favorite colors to highlight with, and just put it right on top. Look at that. Oh, are you kidding me? Like, are you actually kidding me? Like, look at that. Okay, I think I went a little ham. but you know what, that's okay. And we're gonna take the shade Navy. I'm gonna put that on our lower lash line. Low-key nervous, but that's okay. Let's take a little bit of Resolutions. So I'm gonna take the Jordana Easy Liner for Eyes in the shade Denim Blue and put that in my waterline. The shade White from the Lorac Pro Original. You don't have to have this palette. I'm just gonna use it to highlight my brow bone. Alright, and we're gonna take a little bit of Benefit Gimme Brow. Put that in my brows. This is like my favorite way to do my brows at the moment. Just quick little moment, you know what I'm saying? This is in the shade 3.5, by the way. I need to get the big size. This is like a little sample size and it's like all gone. And to highlight the inner corner, I'm going to take the shade Snow from the Lorac Pro 2. Now I was actually gonna put on falsies, but I actually think I'm gonna leave them off because I kind of like the way it looks without them. So I'm just gonna put on the Tarte Tartist Lash Paint Mascara. All right, so I'm just gonna put a little bit of this on. This is the NYX lip pencil in the shade Pale Pink because the color that we're going to use, they bleed. So let's put a little bit of this on just to kind of hopefully keep it from bleeding as bad. All right, and the lip color we're going to use is the NYX Lip Tease in the shade Undercover Babe. I realized trying to find a lip color for this look, I don't really have any like actual nudes. They're all brown or mauve. And I was like, but I found this guy. Alright everybody, that is it for this look right here. I don't have lipstick on my teeth. Oh my god, I think that's like the first video in probably 3 months where I don't have lipstick on my teeth. That is it for this look right here. I really hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. You know, help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers. And I'll see you in my next video.